Hey, everybody, welcome to Bearded Baker Banter, the sports podcast. Welcome, Trey.
Hello.
No.
Just
What about me, Ty? Oh,
Nope, now that garbage shit on your chest.
garbage.
Mr.
Shit.
Mr. Anti
Okay.
Joe Lenardi, right from the
Man.
start.
No, but welcome, Trey. Welcome, Trey. Nah, I can see your face.
Yeah, don't make me dunk on you like Cooper Flag does on 7-footers from the third hash mark. Whew, boy, that was good.
Could probably do that on any one of the Tar Heels players if you wanted to, no matter what.
For sure. And
He could also, if you wanted to, I wouldn't mind if he did it to Hubert Davis.
I was just saying.
Wow, man. They had a great win yesterday. Some fan you are.
Yeah, great win, but we'll see.
It wasn't that great.
Yes, it was. SMU.
You guys beat them by like 26, Trent. You were talking them up all week, and you beat them by 26 or however many points.
They were undefeated in the ACC at the time.
How many games?
Averaging, I think 3-0 at the time,
Okay.
maybe.
Yeah.
Still, tied with Duke for first in the ACC, highest scoring team in the ACC at the time with Pitt. But we can talk about that and we talk about college basketball because we'll just talk about what Duke did to both those teams. But I'm sorry. Hey, can't help it, guys. But college basketball is carrying us through the weekdays now. So, and we got 130 plus games like every Saturday from here on out. So
yeah,
just saying, tis the season. A little tough right now. Hit some tough breaks last night, but you know what? It's a long season. We'll be all right.
Yeah. I mean, 100% law of averages is a true thing. But I think when it comes to like February, March, April, we kind of defeat that theory. So, but no, Trent, like you said, Duke looks hot as honestly, I feel like they should be the number one seed in the country. They won't be because Auburn didn't lose, and I forget who else is ahead of them. I think Iowa State.
Auburn lost.
No, but he's saying this week.
Oh,
yeah. Auburn has a loss, and Iowa State looks pretty scary good too.
Right?
Tennessee played Rick Barnes basketball against Florida the other night, so that was. Remember, we even said it a couple weeks ago. It's the typical Rick Barnes game where, like, oh my gosh, Tennessee. Whoa, you lost by 40. Like, that's typical. But yeah, let's say we'll save some college basketball here for the end of it. But let's get to college football here.
I could have just kept going with that Rick Barnes stuff. But I was holding back. I knew we weren't starting with that. So.
Yeah, so we're gonna obviously we got the big game tonight here. Trey's who plays tonight?
Penn State and the Lions.
Okay. Penn State and Notre Dame.
And the other team.
So it's definitely going to be a good matchup. Spread right now, according to DraftKings Sportsbook, is 1.5 in favor of Notre Dame. But odds looking at it, Penn State plus 1.5 is -112 right now. So a little bit less in terms of your betting strength on the Nittany Lions. But yeah, definitely going to be a good game. Seeing a lot of talk that the over should be taken, but it's kind of been back and forth there. I think the over-under this morning was 44.5. Right now it stands at 45.5, which actually does favor the under. So
can I say where are you seeing that?
No, just some pinhead.
Damn. Okay, because we'll talk bearded best bets. I don't see my thing is when you
Trent, bring it up now because we're talking the game. So
I am complete opposite of that. Like when I sit there and I look at the two teams that are playing, they're both defensive heavy, right? Like the strengths of both their teams are their defense.
Mm-hmm.
Notre Dame, it's kind of weird because their offenses to me are like extremely similar in the sense that you got to run the ball. Not a whole lot of like glaring talent on the outside. Although, Notre Dame has one pretty good receiver, and then you got Penn State who has like the best tight end in the entire country. But like to me, it's like, okay, run the ball a lot play a lot of defense, probably force a couple, red zone field goals. And I just don't see a ton of touchdowns being scored. I mean, that's my viewpoint where I'm looking at this game is it's defense. And I think honestly, the difference in the end of this game is going to be which quarterback plays the best game.
So, Trey, if you don't mind, if I could just touch on something real quick, and I'll let you. I'll get some analysis here. I don't know. I always like how they do like keys of the games and stuff. So I'm gonna pull a little commentary here, but I think the key to the game here for Notre Dame is Riley Leonard, and what Riley Leonard. I know. I'm saying specifically just him. How he plays is really going to determine, what the outcome of the game is. If they can't get going at all, because Leonard can't complete a pass and is going to throw for, 90 yards, it's not going to be much of a game. And I think Penn State, handled business. I still agree, Chad, that it is going to be low scoring just because simply for the fact that Notre Dame's defense is very scary.
And that's what I'm saying. Riley Leonard has to be able to throw the ball. He's going to have some success running it. But, in my opinion, Aller has to throw well. That's why I say it's literally going to come down to the quarterbacks.
I would honestly say, though, watch for Tyler Warren to have – I know he has lots of big games, but watch for Tyler Warren to have a very big game in this aspect just because – number one, the way that the Penn State's able to use him in so many different ways. But I also think that you need to just watch him just because tight ends are usually safety valves for quarterbacks. When the going gets tough, you got to find your tight end for a secure catch. And he's a guy that's going to catch no matter where you put it as long as it's within his realm of, wingspan. So look for Warren to have a big game as a safety net for Aller to at least get him the ball. But like I said, I think it is going to come down to Riley Leonard's play and whether or not necessarily his legs, but if he can throw the ball. So it'll be interesting. Trey?
Yeah, I agree with a lot of what you guys said. I think that they are the exact same team. Great defenses that will keep them in games. Get up by a touchdown or 10 points, and you're golden either way. Great running game. Pretty similar quarterbacks. Tyler, you mentioned it, but I think the game changer in this is Tyler Warren. And he's a weapon that Notre Dame doesn't necessarily have. Wideouts match up the same as Penn State. Quarterbacks kind of the same. I might give the edge to Aller just because of his build and stature, I guess.
Yeah.
Defenses kind of the exact same thing. They're going to control the games for each of them. Yeah, but like I said, Tyler Warren is the difference maker. If they can get him involved without the wildcat formations, actually run him in routes, get him open, make him involved, screens, that is what's going to change the game for Penn State. For me, not to get into the betting things or anything, but I think it's either going to be Notre Dame money line, even 1.5 points. I don't like. It might be a fucking. Oh, I'm sorry, explicit now. It might be a field goal end of game situation. Honestly, it can come down to another stupid special teams play. But I'm either thinking Notre Dame money line or I think Penn State might blow them out. To be honest with you, I would take alternate spread Penn State minus 9.5 and see what the odds get me, and I'd bet. But yeah, I don't know. It's going to be a slugfest. I think it's going to be a defensive controlled game unless Penn State goes off, which I think could happen because Notre Dame, it was kind of a control. They controlled the game, but two big plays and against Georgia, who was playing a backup quarterback, was a stupid drive that they tried to do before halftime, resulting in a touchdown, and then a kickoff return.
Yeah,
that's 14 points, and you're playing against a depleted Georgia team that's not what they are, and with a backup quarterback. So I don't know. Penn State hasn't played anyone. I understand that, but I think Tyler Warren is the difference maker.
Yeah, and I Trey, I actually, I did some Trey analysis here earlier too in terms of betting. So I don't know. Do you guys want to get into best bets here with this game?
Well, yeah. Trey plus 9.5 will get you plus 247 odds.
No, minus 9.5.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Minus 9.5 will get you plus 247 odds.
I'd take it. What's 6.5, Trent? Can you, what the stack I say?
6.5 will get you plus 183. So,
what about alternates? 2.5? Sorry.
Trey's really thinking about this. 2.5 gets you plus 110.
All right.
I might do the ladder. I might ladder it.
Uh-oh.
10, 10, 10 on all three.
Hey, you can do you can do squares and stuff too.
I know, but
I don't mess with those, man.
Yeah. That could be a fluke.
All right, well let's get to it for this game.
Bearded best bets.
All right. Come on, Tyler. Any day.
I'm back.
Yeah, but now we're just going with this Notre Dame Penn State game, correct?
Just Notre Dame Penn State, yep.
Okay. Tyler, why don't you start us off? Because we didn't really get a whole lot. You give us a whole lot of hints to where you're going with this here.
So, like I said, I did some, I don't know, I call it Trey analysis because I think, Trey, you do a good job of seeing what the total points is in the game, looking at the team totals and trying to figure out like what does the book project, as the score. So I took that into account today, doing some research and stuff. And I also took into account the fact that like I think that one of the bets is going to hit and not the other. What I mean by that is that I think that the spread isn't going to be as close as you think, but I think that when you go to total points, I think that is going to be within a hook or a point and a hook. So like I said earlier today, the spread was 44.5. Right now it's at 45.5. My best bet for this game is under 45.5. Projected score, because I do have an exact correct score bet on this as well. We're for plus 9,000 odds. So $1.10 to win $100. My score for this game is it's going to be Penn State 24, Notre Dame 20. That's where I think it's going to be because I don't know. It's too big of a game. Like I said, the hook the spread in that case would obviously favor Penn State if you're looking at that because right now Penn State's at plus 1.5. So they win the game. Obviously, you can see what that does. But yeah, I'm going under 44.5 was what I had this morning. But looking at it now, I've already doubled down. And I'm taking under 45.5. It's my best bet.
All right.
I like it.
I only have one best bet here for this game. And Tyler, we're on the exact same page, and we pretty much attacked this analysis in the same manner. When I sat there, the very first thing that jumps out to me is I used to be very, very big on Penn State first half unders about 2 years ago, if you recall, because they were consistently hitting. Penn State's offense was, I think this was the Clifford days. Their offense would stall in the red zone. They'd kick field goals. They weren't scoring a ton of touchdowns. So first half unders were always hitting. But now I go on to the first half under or the first half total points line, and it's 20.5. And under 20.5 was plus 100.
And you said that's overall, or that's first half?
That's first half. 20 under 20.5
total
points.
20 points. I got you.
Yeah. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, okay, so 20.5 plus 20.5 gets you a total 41. And the game total is 45.5. So that just didn't add up to me. To where they're, I mean, and then team total points, when you looked at it, it was very, very close. Wasn't great odds for them to be around like 21 to 22.5 points. So I actually bought an extra 2 points for a little, a little less juice on the odds. But to me, as most of our followers see, is we're not against that.
Betting alternate lines.
Yeah, because I mean, you're still getting pretty good value on it, and always betting to make a unit. So it's like
exactly.
Yeah, so I am actually on under 47.5 points for minus 140.
Okay, nice. Trey, best bet
for the Penn State game.
Yep.
I think I just told you guys I'm gonna pull the ladder on Penn State. I'm gonna go money line plus 1.5, plus 2.5, plus 6.5.
Wow.
4 bets.
Okay. 4 bets. Now, can you explain the? I know I get the ladder of that, but now will you bet? You adjust your bet to make what? Like, or do you bet the same thing?
It's just always to win a unit. Like, I'm not risking more than to win a unit.
Gotcha.
Simple as that. So I can bet a lot less amount of money to win 1 unit.
I gotcha. And those will be your 4 bets you're putting together.
Yeah.
And also make sure we're clear too. It's not a parlay.
No,
those are 4 separate
singles. Yeah.
You can't same game that.
No, I know. I just want to make sure everybody's clear on that.
That's one thing that I don't understand. I see some of these like same game combined parlays.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like when I try to do that stuff, it like always tells me, "Oh, these cannot be combined" or something.
Dude, I get that all the time with like first half unders and totals and
that or if you look at betting them on certain books, like some parlays end up being a lot better odds on certain books than to be quite honest with you, I think FanDuel really, I think they screw you a little bit on some of their parlay odds.
Really?
I agree with that.
Yeah, where I always like to, like, especially if they're offering some sort of boost or a no sweat. I'm always a big fan of putting a little
fanatics guy. I become a fanatics guy.
I am too. I am too. But then what I'll do is I'll set the same parlay up, and you can sit there and be like, well, wait a second, how am I getting this disparity? And it's very similar on the odds as to what they're worth. So it's weird.
Sorry, I know we're getting off track, but just to continue, just for one more point, ESPN app connects their book to like the odds that they show, so that is also convenient, and I do that a lot of times.
Yeah.
I don't think it's very fair, but whatever.
If the over hits, I just want to throw this in there because I'm on the under. If the over hits, then that is where I think Penn State has blown them out.
I'd agree. I'd agree with that. Yeah. We're all on board with that.
I'm telling you, like Georgia Notre Dame wasn't. It wasn't a blowout. Like it was still a good, like a decent game.
It was 2 plays. Yeah. It was the turnover right before the half where they scored the next play,
and the kick return,
when they started the second half, and that was really nailed in the coffin.
And honestly, I think it could be the same thing with this game, but I think. I don't know. I just feel like
wait, you're leaving one play out when the walk-on ran into the ref. No.
Parker. Parker. Dude, how effed up was it? How much they showed him?
Dude, every series.
They showed him at the end of the game.
I know. It was I felt bad for the kid, man.
And then there were like odds on his next team, and if he made a bet against the game, there was just.
I don't think it was real, but did he really like release a transfer portal statement? I saw one on
no way.
I feel like it had to be like Barstool wrote that up, but
I don't know.
Yeah. So I will say this: there was an interview with Franklin today and Marcus Freeman. I don't know if you guys saw that in Franklin's comments, right next to Freeman. I don't know. I found it interesting. If I'm Franklin, I probably wouldn't have said this. Just because I feel like Freeman can really use this to motivate his team, but he went off on a tangent about he feels that every team should be in a conference, and teams should all play the same amount of conference games. Every team should be able to play a conference championship game. So it was very conference heavy.
Good for him.
And he just kind of like reached over like in Freeman's direction. He's like, this is not a shot at Notre Dame. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, dude, you're literally taking a shot at Notre Dame. Like, that's like, well, your team really sucks. No offense, though. You know what I mean? It's like, well, hold on, that is very offensive.
Love that. That's fucking awesome. I'm actually glad he did that. So,
well, but I'm just saying, the way Freeman was very stoic. Like, I mean, he's a stoic guy, just kind of, and he didn't react at all. And I'm just thinking to myself, when I'm watching this whole thing occur, I'm like, ooh, he's putting all this right now in the back of his mind, and he's got a pregame speech.
What's he gonna do?
Ready to go? Dude, I'm just saying. We
should play in a conference. Like, yeah, you should.
I would imagine that Freeman would be okay with that.
I know. Like I said, it was just the fact that he was taking a shot at the team.
I bet you Notre Dame joins the conference soon, actually.
No, man, not after they made the semifinals and got a crazy however many $1 million bonus. And rather than them having to give some of that money to their conference, they get to just keep it all for their university.
Well, so and not only that, man. And
but
with the changes that they're already, but dude, the changes that they're already talking about the playoff for next year is that it doesn't matter if you're in a conference. If you're in that top, ranked 4, you'll be in the top 4.
Yeah, but that's where I hope if somebody that's ranked like just behind them is in a conference championship and wins, then that's where I hope those teams get the jump in the rankings.
You would hope, but after this year, I don't know.
Yeah. So let's go. Right. So I guess we will all say that we are on Penn State.
Yes, we are.
All right. So let's go next game. Friday night action. A little Friday night football.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy. So Friday night action, we got Ohio State and Texas. Right now, DraftKings has the spread favoring Ohio State at -6. I've seen 5.5 a little bit. I think I might even saw a 6.5 line at one point, but right now it does sit at 6. Ooh, that's a mouthful. But I don't know. Looking at the remaining Final Four teams here, I mean, it's really hard. Oh man, I've dogged them like a lot this year, even going into the playoffs. But it's hard to sit there and say that Ohio State isn't the team to beat right now in the Final Four. In my opinion, you score 21 points in the first quarter in both playoff games that you're playing in. Like, I think, Trey, you said it last week about them playing like an Urban Meyer Ohio State team. So they're playing tough right now. And the fact that they're that much of a favorite over Texas, now, albeit that Texas may not have made it here if it wasn't for a certain targeting call, but I don't know. Where do you guys stand on this game? Because Ohio State -6 is the line.
Well, I'll tell you where I stand. I think this is a very fishy line. I think watching the Texas-Arizona State game and watching Ohio State smash Oregon and like with ease, I feel like Ohio State should be like a 7.5, 8 point favorite, and I don't know. That kind of makes me think that I'm going to bet Texas. Their spread, I'm going to bet 100%. Right now, ESPN has it at +5.5, -105, which I like that a lot. I also like the under 53.5 is what I'm seeing -115. So I don't know. I feel like Ohio State right now, they look like the hottest team in college football the last 2 weeks, but are they going to keep doing that? Are they going to regress? Like if they can do that 3 weeks in a row, then holy crap, where was that the whole season? Where was that against Michigan, where you looked like a pathetic team that maybe shouldn't even be in the playoff? You know what I mean? So
right, scraping by.
And part of my take, I was listening to him earlier. They made a good point. Maybe the pressure kind of swings back around. It was like, okay, now like we lost to Michigan, we need to prove ourselves. Boom, and they proved themselves in 2 straight games in the playoff. But now it's like, hey, you got to keep. Are you going to keep this up? And maybe that kind of circles back. You know what I mean? And the pressure reapplies on Kyle McCord, on Ryan Day. They start overthinking. Are they going to choke? Look like the old Ohio State that played against Michigan. So I think this is like, I don't want to say a trap game because Texas is good. It's not like you have to look forward to the championship game. Like you need to focus on Texas, but I don't know. I don't like the number 5.5. That's weird to me. I think it should be like 7.5 to 8.5, and I'm going Texas because of that reason. So, sorry. So, go ahead, Trent. I know that was long-winded.
No, it's. I think there's a lot of things that I agree with there. I watch out for recency bias.
Bingo.
That's my thing. Is
and go get yourself a shirt while you're at it at the Bearded Baker Banter merch store.
Period.
Trent. To think on that, halfway through the season, if you could get Texas getting 6.5 points against Ohio State, you would take that in a heartbeat.
Yes.
Right? But now the last 2 games in the playoffs, because one was a home game and one was against a team that didn't play in 2 weeks. So what happens to a team that's done exactly what you have done?
Yeah, I think the hardest thing, the thing that makes you really it makes you question, are they this good? Is they beat the undefeated Oregon, right? But now when I sit there and I look at Oregon had its struggles early on. They coasted through the Big Ten after they beat Ohio State, right? They coasted. They got, they didn't have to play. I don't believe they played Michigan, did they? I don't think they played Michigan. I don't think they played Penn State in the regular season. But then when you look at the Big Ten championship, I thought Penn State hung with Oregon in terms of scoring on their defense. Like, their defense was not playing that well against big-time teams. I mean, they gave up. What was the final in the very first time they played Ohio State? 33-32, correct?
Yeah.
So you still gave up 32. Now, what surprised me when I sit there and look at the matchup versus Texas is Texas, their defensive line up front has the ability to stop the run without having to support within the box. You guys understand what I mean by that?
Yeah.
Like I don't think you have to bring a safety down in to help stop the run against them. I think their bigs up front and their linebackers on the inside are skilled enough that they're going to be able to contain that. They are the 3rd ranked defense in terms of total yards, 4th overall in terms of points allowed. But now on the flip side, Ohio State's defense is 1st in total yards, passing yards, and points allowed. The defenses are both very, very good. When it comes to the offenses, if you can contain, what's his name, Jeremiah Williams, correct?
Yeah.
Right. If you can contain him, I think you've got it. That's the key to the game. If you can cut the head off of him,
Jeremiah Smith. Sorry.
If you can cut the head off of him,
not literally.
I think no, not literally. You know what I mean. But I think Texas's offense, it's really hard to keep them from scoring at the very least, unless you're Georgia, if they're going against Georgia. So you don't think Texas offense is that good?
It depends on what the Quinn Ewers that shows up. Honestly,
yeah, it's true.
Sometimes he looks like a 1st-round pick. Sometimes he looks like a free agent pickup.
Well, I think where I give them the credit is I think Sarkisian's a pretty damn good offensive mind, and I think
offensive mind.
I don't know, offensive mind.
Right. I don't know how good of a head coach he is, though.
I'm not going to say I think he's all right, but I and I'm getting a little long-winded here, but this is what's if it was going to be a blowout one way or another, I feel like the line would be 2.5, 3.5.
Yeah.
What?
So I do.
I don't know. I don't think this game goes the same way that the last 2 Ohio State games have gone. I agree with you guys on that. I do think Ohio State, I think they are the better team. Recency bias or not, that Jeremiah Smith wide receiver dude is a beast. I don't think that
points better.
6 points. You can get it for 6.
Okay.
Man, I don't know. I'm gonna sit. I'm right now again. I'm
Tyler halfway through the season. If you said that,
he might be saving his bearded best bet for.
So here's what I'm looking at.
I'd give Texas 6 points over Ohio State halfway through the season.
Well,
What would you do?
Just hold on. Let me finish my point here. So Jeremiah Smith, all right. I don't think that Texas has anybody defensively that can stop him, Trent, to your point. I know you say, bite the head off the snake kind of thing, but I don't think anybody can stop him.
I never said bite the head off of a snake. I said just cut his head off.
I was kind of correcting you as to what you were alluding to. But and to real quick, because the Around the Horn guys just texted me. Not Around the Horn guys.
Around the Horn.
No, what's Michael Wilbon? I can't think of the name of the damn show.
Oh, pardon the interruption.
Pardon the interruption. They just texted me, Trey. They had to correct you on your quarterback. You called him Kyle McCord, but it's actually Will Howard. So,
fuck.
You said Kyle McCord?
Confused. And I'm not gonna lie, I sat here, and the reason I was quiet for a while is because I was so confused. I'm like, why is he talking about Kyle McCord? And I'm like, oh, he's
That's funny. That's my bad.
So anyway, but yeah, well, I think Will Howard's coming into his own right now. Right now, again, recency bias, whatever. But I do think, to your point though, that Jeremiah Smith, I don't know that anybody can stop him, dude. 6'3", 215, throw the ball in the air, and he goes and gets it. We'll see what Texas can do, but if they do let him get going, it could be a long night for Texas. I mean, it could end up being, one of those first game against Georgia game looking type of deal, where Texas just looked like they were just shell shocked. But I don't know. I mean, we'll talk best bets here. I mean, if you guys are ready, I'm ready now.
Oh, yeah.
But it'll be quite interesting here.
Bearded best bets.
Short, sweet, to the point. Texas +6.
Texas +6. You're going Texas +6. Trey, go ahead.
Excuse me. I'm going to go Texas +6 and the under 53.5.
Under 53.5?
Yep.
Man.
Thought you had this queued up, Ty.
I mean, I've been going back and forth about 3 of them. But what do you say, Trey? Under what?
Nope.
You say 56.5?
Under 53.5.
Oh, 53.5. That's the route I'm leaning to. I think it's going to be if you God damn. I'm going to safely say under 53.5 as well. I do think it's going to be a closer game. I think the spread does favor Texas. I agree with you guys on that. It's really going to determine. I think it's first quarter again. If Ohio State comes out and scores 14 points in our first quarter, they're going to blow them out.
14-0, or if it's 14-14 or what?
I would say if they're winning with 14 points in the first quarter, could be 7, could be 3, could be nothing, could even be 10. Then I think Ohio State covers the 6. If they don't have 14, then I think Texas covers the spread. Okay. If that makes any sense. So that's my opinion on that. So Trey, my best bet under 53.5 as well.
I like it.
So that's where I'm at. But all right, you guys ready to move in the NFL here? Because there's it's like a circus. It's like a circus around here.
Yeah.
Goodness gracious, who the heck is where? Who's getting fired? Who's getting hired?
Oh my gosh.
You got
Black
playoff
Monday.
weekend. Oh man, it's been quite a show here. So obviously the big news of the week, Trey, is Doug Peterson got fired. So
let's roll with all of them. Name them all, Ty. Who all got fired?
Well, hold on a second. I don't have them off the top of my head here.
Oh man,
sorry. I got you. Mayo,
Antonio Pierce, Gerard Mayo.
We going all the way back to middle of the season too?
Yeah.
Okay, so you got Robert Saleh from the Jets. You have
that's crazy.
I can't think of the little guy
Matt
from the Saints.
Eberflus.
Matt Eberflus, Saints guy.
The guy that's the worst coach in the history of the NFL. Dennis Allen. Dennis Allen.
Dennis Allen. That's it.
Derek Carr got him fired twice. Don't forget.
As he should have. He's a piece
of crap. So can we pause for a second? Pause for a second right here. Ready? We got. Let me backtrack just to keep track of teams. Saints. Okay. Jets were in season. Bears were in season. Correct.
Yep. Yes.
Those are the only two in season.
Yeah.
3.
Yes. Yeah. Or sorry, only 3 in season.
Yeah.
Jets, Saints, Bears, and now you have Raiders, Patriots, Jaguars, and I'm missing one.
Show your hands.
I'm sorry. I'm at 6.
Same.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's
wait.
Did you say Patriots?
Yeah. Maybe not.
All right. I'll type up here.
I just want to hear your guys' opinion here because I want to know which job right now do you believe is the most sought after? Like, hey, this is the job that I absolutely want. Like,
I don't know. In terms of talent,
just anything, any situation, organization, cap room, draft standing, talent that you have there. Like,
I think the Patriots is pretty attractive. More so just because of where they sit. I think the Bears is toxic. I think the Jets is toxic. I think the Saints would actually be a pretty good spot to land. The Raiders, who the hell knows? I mean, they're every year. This is I think the most coaches since 2002 of any team.
12.
Yeah. I don't think the Jaguars is a good situation because you have a really expensive quarterback that really hasn't proven himself. Yeah, I don't know. I would say Patriots and Saints. Probably most attractive. Trey, who do you say?
I would say me. Okay, I have 2 things. There's stipulations. I have 2 teams I think that are the best. It's the Jaguars and the Patriots. There are 2 negatives that are glaring to me. One being that the only reason I think the Patriots are a top, I don't know. I think Drake May and Joe Milton are a good young quarterback duo, and you can do whatever you want with them. And I think you have Christian Gonzalez, who's a playmaker on defense. I think you have a great defense in general. You have good ownership, which is a huge thing. But the Jaguars is the perfect setup if Balky wasn't your GM and they decided to keep him.
Not necessarily. Shad Khan the other day on an interview with Balky said that we'll keep Balky around unless the head coach has something to say about it. While Balky was in on the meeting with him, that was literally his comment. It was hilarious.
Well, good.
You know what though? It was awesome because Trent Balky sucks.
Yes.
Right.
Why is he there?
It's coming from a guy that knows all about him first.
You should have fired. You should have got rid of him before you got rid of Doug Peterson.
Yeah, I agree.
But otherwise, I think that's the place to go is the Jaguars.
Even with Trevor Lawrence.
Yes. Brian Thomas Jr. and Josh Hines Allen, and draft more defenders this year and just load up on defense. And
could be.
I mean, I think Vrabel's going to go to the Patriots, and I think that is going to make the Patriots.
I don't.
Why? Where do you think he's going? Trent, do you think he's going to the Raiders?
That's not even why. I mean, I would love that, but
where do you think he's
going? Know. Okay, well, let me explain why I don't think he's going there first. It's not that it's not about elsewhere. It's more just about. I think it's a very hard situation that you're going into. I know you have plenty of cap room. I know you have the number 2 overall pick now.
No,
it looks like 3. Okay,
Yeah,
so it looks
Titans, Browns.
it looks like you have your franchise quarterback with Drake May, right? But I look at like just the like maybe the Patriots have to move on from their dynasty people. Like, okay, you had Bill Belichick, he's gone. Tom Brady has been gone. They think they might have finally found his replacement after how many years, but they weren't this. They just weren't that good without Tom Brady, right? And then you saw Bill Belichick's career. They agreed to part ways or fired, whatever you want to call it. And then you bring another former player, Mayo, in, and it's kind of just like an uncomfortable situation where they sucked and they got rid of him. So now, if Vrabel goes in there and sucks and you don't get rid of him, I think it looks very, very bad. You know what I mean? So I just feel like it's kind of messy. And do you want to go into that like organization once again, be like constantly compared to a Bill Belichick and constantly being brought up Tom Brady? Whereas, I mean, don't get me wrong, Chad, once again, I'd be ecstatic if they got Vrabel. But you got Tom Brady out there in Las Vegas as a minority owner.
Talk to Belichick.
And he did talk to Belichick today, which I think that was a little bit to just kind of like stir the pot, like make it look more like holy crap, you know. But there are reportedly other
Brady
teams.
Has a huge influence.
There are other teams that reached out to Belichick. By the way.
He does have a clause. Supposedly has a clause where he can actually leave North Carolina.
Yes, he does. And I believe when he leaves, his son becomes head coach.
Something
probably.
Yeah. No, I'm serious. But
no, I know. Yeah, I think it was actually.
So that's where I'm at on Vrabel. I mean, my thing is like the Vrabel like persona himself. For some reason, I just see him going to Chicago.
Oof.
Caleb Williams had a better year this year than CJ Stroud, statistically. Not wins and losses, but now if you want to go wins and losses, they had to play. They had to play Lions twice, got swept. Vikings twice, got swept, and then they split with the Packers. So, like, that's a really hard division to play in. So you right there, you're basically getting 5, almost 6, possibly should have been 6 losses just from your division. So it's like, phew. And then you look at
Trent texted me and said, "Yeah, wait till you hear me talk about the Bears splitting with the Packers." He texted me that.
I did not text that, but
no reaction. He just says,
because you're trying to stir the pot right now, bringing that up. But so that's why I think
only one of our teams is in the playoffs.
But then again, if you're Vrabel, and this is where I would say I disagree with the move, is I know it's like, oh, you've got Chicago, legendary franchise, but look at the division you're going into. Like, what are you thinking? I mean, but then again, someone would say, why didn't Harbaugh say the same thing? Why are you going into the same thing as Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes or Sean Payton? Same deal. Like, why are you going to that division? I guess they don't fear each other, the Andy Reids and the Patrick Mahomes. But
yeah, I don't know. I mean, when you put it that way, that is interesting. I mean, so then, you know, if you look at divisions and who you're going to play, does that make the Jets more attractive because they have the Dolphins, the Patriots, and the Bills? I mean, you really only have the Bills, and okay. I mean, I wouldn't say that their coach McDermott's, you know, amazing. They have Josh Allen, who's amazing.
Well, that's where quite possibly if you're looking at division tie, I think it's Saints and Jaguars.
Right. But for sure the Saints. I mean, NFC South, absolutely.
Jaguars right now at least do have a guy at quarterback. Is he?
Yes.
You know, I mean, is he the answer there? I don't know, because in my opinion,
can be
if he comes out and sucks next year without Dougie P. I think now it's
coaches.
Yeah,
it's been a lot,
but he did have a good year with Dougie P. the first year.
Is there any other coaches that are gone?
So I think the most surprising one that's sticking around is, I think, with the Giants and Dable.
I'm surprised they stayed with the GM. I'm not surprised they stayed with Dable.
I'm just surprised. Period. Like that was one I felt like was a shoe out, a shoe in. I don't know. Shoe out.
You're the English teacher, man.
No, bite the head off the snake, Chad. Bite the head off.
No, say like not a shoe in though. Like you're in there. Like it was a shoe out. Like he's getting.
No, that's not worse.
See, I'm more surprised. Aren't you a little more surprised that the Browns stuck with what was it, Stefanski?
No, because I feel like they know he's a good coach. They also realize that they really fucked up by getting Deshaun Watson.
But they might have just found their out with this quote unquote setback to his Achilles injury.
Maybe, man. I hope they can because first off,
because he did it.
Baker Mayfield, man. Baker Mayfield was doing so well, and he had one kind of down season, and they just threw him out like he was trash. And look at him now, and look at where they're at now. They haven't sniffed the playoffs since Baker left, and Baker's now been in the playoffs twice.
Yes, they did. They almost won their division last year. They had the best defense. The Browns last year. Yeah, they did.
They lost though first round.
They had Joe Flacco, man. Flacco tore it up for them. Don't you remember? They went like 14-3.
Okay.
No.
Anyway, but what my point is that look at Baker Mayfield now, 2 years with the Buccaneers, took him to the playoffs 2 years in a row. Because that and I'll be honest with you, the Buccaneers, we'll get in the playoffs here in a second, but watch out for the Buccaneers in the playoffs. Yeah. I think they're a little bit going to be an underrated team that could make some noise, but we'll see.
Killing me though this past week. I have them in the suicide pool that I'm still alive in, and I was sweating that one. Yeah. Shout out Mike Evans, tying Jerry Rice, the best of all time. Mm-hmm. Were you mad, Tyler? Can we say that as a Jerry Rice fan? Were you mad that they got him that record?
No, because Jerry Rice still has more seasons overall.
Does he? Straight?
Two more.
Yeah. No, overall. I don't think straight because I think there was I don't know if it was an injury or something, but they're tied. They're tied. They both have 11 straight. But Jerry Rice has 14.
Oh, it's 13.
14.
I'll have to stat check it, but I wasn't sure. I'm not gonna lie. I was that's something. You want to talk about some crap that a book pulled? You know how like you can do like this many plus yards. They set the amount, the lowest amount you could take on Mike Evans, because you keep in mind he needed 85, right? 85 yards to get the yards, 1,000 yards. They set it at 90 plus. They didn't offer anything lower. He had 88 or 89 yards.
It's bullshit. Of course it is. So dumb. Yeah, that's so stupid.
Yeah.
Piece of crap.
The book, not Mike Evans.
No, not Mike Evans.
No, that was kind of a cool way to get it though. Like it was literally a walk-off catch.
You know what I love though?
Game ended.
Look at the difference. Look at the difference in organizations where, you know, they Todd Bowles sent them out there to throw. They won the game. They were going to the playoffs. If they blow that, you know, there was a chance they weren't going to the playoffs. And Todd Bowles went out and said, "Go get this record. Go get your $3 million." And then you got the stupid ass Cowboys not playing Rush to give him his incentive for 60-some% of the snaps.
Yeah.
If he would have played a quarter, he would have gotten it.
It's a crap. And how about this? Jerry Jones says about
I didn't know.
What?
He said that he didn't know about it.
No, not only that, which is a lie, probably.
Yeah, total lie.
But also when he was interviewed 2 days ago, I think it was, or yesterday, about Mike McCarthy getting asked to be interviewed by the Bears, right? And he goes, "Well, I don't." He goes, "I like, of course you can talk to him." He goes, "I don't give a care at all." He goes, "That's why I let Zeke walk and talk to any team that wanted to talk to him." Blah blah blah. Which he never got picked up yet, I don't think, right?
Yeah, he did.
He did. Chargers.
Okay, which is probably that's just actually a good fit. But anyway, he was bragging about how he did that and let Zeke go out and deserve a chance in the playoffs and blah blah blah. And he goes, "You'd be a fool to not let anyone talk to who they want to and trap them somewhere, blah, blah, blah." Guess what happened the next day?
Blah.
The Cowboys denied the Bears from talking to Mike McCarthy.
It's but after January 14th, they can talk to him.
Whatever. It's stupid. They're going to offer him a contract.
Yeah. All right. Well, it's time to get into some of Wild Card Weekend here for the NFL. So we got a couple of good matchups here. Definitely going to be starting though on what is it? There's not one Friday, correct?
3:30.
Saturday.
3:30 on Saturday.
Okay.
It's always the Texans, baby. If they ever make the playoffs.
Saturday 4:30. Okay. So
why is that, by the way? Like what? I've looked at the years straight. Whenever they make the playoffs, they are the 4:30 game on Saturday.
Yeah.
Who, the Texans?
Yes.
Yeah. Why is Houston not a major market? Like,
not yet.
Wow, that just blows my mind.
Yeah, it's crazy. I think it's every year they made the playoffs. It's been the Saturday afternoon game.
Huh? Hasn't really worked out for them.
Nope.
Well, that game. Let's start in that game because you got the Chargers Texans. Interesting matchup for me personally because the Chargers were my AFC champ this year, kind of out on a whim. Picked them to be in the Super Bowl against 49ers. But there's hardball. I don't know, Trey. Trent said he doesn't want to do it, but I have a best bet for each of the games. So I don't know if you want to go that route or
I do. I do want to do that. I want to do that.
You do?
Yeah.
Do you want to do a best bet for each?
Let's do it.
Well, say no more.
Bearded best bets.
Come on, Trent.
Wasn't sure if that was a money sign or you were milking something.
I don't know. It's up to you.
He was milking his jersey nips from the other weekend.
Right? Like, what the hell is that?
When you had your jersey and you're like, look at these areolas.
Yeah, don't remember that.
You didn't say that. I just wanted to say areola.
Okay. That's fucked up.
It's a word. That's an underrated word right there. Areola.
Nips?
No, areola. Like the official scientific word.
Yeah.
Tyler, let's not get National Geographic on us.
Whoa.
Good night, mate.
Okay, don't start.
Okay, yeah,
don't start that again.
Let's get to our best bets. All right.
So, hey, I'm going to start out with this game. I got Chargers money line straight up, -162. The line itself is 2.5 favoring the Chargers. I don't know. Earlier in the season, I didn't think I'd be picking that against the Texans because I did think the Texans were going to be a little bit better than they were this year. But going Chargers money line.
That's your overall best bet? Or you're saying, we're doing one each game?
Yeah.
Jeez Louise. All right. Trey, go ahead.
Yeah. Gonna get a Werther's.
Jeez Louise.
Mr. Cheese Louise, yeah.
Jeez Louise, can somebody bring me my walker and hearing aid?
Come, Flabbit, get your picket.
Someone changed my brief for the night. No, I'm gonna go over 42.5 for the game.
Okay.
I know the Chargers are. I'm gonna go. I know the Chargers are a low-scoring team, but I think they're gonna have to honestly, if the Texans can score over 27 points, I think they're gonna win the game.
Yeah,
simple as that.
I'm sorry.
And then really what needs to happen is 16 points from the Chargers, which they can easily and they should do, to be honest, in my opinion. So you can
you think the Texans will win this game?
No, I think that no, not necessarily. I think that the Chargers just need to score more than like 24 points or 20 points or it's not going to be a low scoring game because I think they have a lot of offensive weapons. I know they're without Stephon Diggs for the rest of the year, but Tank Dell, Nico Collins, Joe Mixon. What?
Tank Dell.
Are all these guys out?
Tank Dell's like dislocated his knee. He's gonna be out for like a year or two.
Yeah.
Okay.
They have Nico Collins
is not hurt.
and Joe Mixon.
Yeah. Okay. And then you have apparently the next coming of Christ and CJ Stroud, like everyone predicted last year. So prove it.
I didn't predict that.
Not you, but everyone.
Yeah.
So hold on real quick though. So I'm saying Chargers win. My bet, we already said my best bet. Trey, who wins?
I said over.
I know, but who wins?
That's not my best bet. My best bet.
I know, but I'm asking you who wins the wild card game. Tell us your best bet and winner. Go ahead. Chargers. All right, Trent, go ahead. Best bet and winner.
Chargers win.
Okay.
That's why I like their money line as well. But best bet, Texans under 21.5 points.
That's good.
Okay. Chargers on a pretty interesting little streak of
I like that.
Not letting up more than 20 points.
Chargers have a good defense. That's a Jim Harbaugh
on the road. Yeah. And I don't think anybody's been able to adjust to his college defensive coordinator's defense yet.
Exactly.
So, and they have experience against CJ Stroud there at Ohio State.
Oh, that's a good point. Oh boy, didn't even think of that.
Yeah.
Great connection.
Wow.
All right.
Next game. I just changed my opinion there, Trent. That was good.
That was good. I didn't think of that at all.
Yeah, he's seen him a couple times.
Mm-hmm. Good. You all right?
Yeah. Me?
You sure?
Something to ponder. There you go.
It's very something very much to ponder.
Something to ponder, like Christian is saying.
Bring that up at your playoff parties if you're going to one. So
yeah, absolutely, you should. It's a little.
I like how Trent said that, like with a finger up, like, "Hey,
bringing it up at your playoff parties.
Bring it up.
You can do it.
What's you to bring it up?" All right. All right. Next game, Saturday, 8:00. Pittsburgh Steelers and the Baltimore Ravens. Have these teams played yet this year?
This blows my mind. What is it? An 8.5 or 9.5 points?
9.5.
It is 9.5. Again, now this is your perfect example of recency bias, though. Ravens are rolling, Steelers are faltering, but there's a lot of Steeler fans that would say playoff Mike Tomlin. But I would raise you and say, what about playoff Lamar?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So what are we looking at here? Which guy's going to show up? Playoff Mike Tomlin or playoff Lamar?
Man, I don't know. I just
don't want either.
So
you don't want either of them to show up at your playoff party.
Just no. So just before we get into it too much, they're predicting 6 to 8 inches of snow in Baltimore.
Dude, you stopped at the worst time. They're predicting 6 to 8 inches.
Literally, I was talking about the precipitation.
He's like, hey, they're predicting 6 to 8 inches. Snow.
No, seriously.
It's more like a coating.
Fluffy stuff everywhere.
Oh, God,
what? No, so that's too far.
That's weird.
Yeah.
That is like
no, but seriously, that's going to impact the game, right? Like it can't be.
I mean,
I don't know.
No, you're right. I mean, so it is supposed to snow a lot in Pittsburgh on Saturday. So, and I do believe it's supposed to start early, which does give them enough time to at least clear things out, or off. But I don't know. I mean, come on, it's not like the Ravens are so far away that they don't know how to play in snow. So I don't think that's
the Ravens.
Not the Ravens.
It's in Baltimore. That's why they're getting hammered with snow. It's a nor'easter, which dips down. I think it's in Baltimore.
No, it is in Baltimore. I know it is in Baltimore. Yeah. But I didn't know they were getting snow in Baltimore. I knew they were getting snow in Pittsburgh.
No, they're getting snow. It's a whole nor'easter, dude. Okay. It's going to wipe out the whole Northeast.
I'm just gonna go ahead and I'll speed this up. I'm gonna go with Ravens. I'm gonna go with Ravens -9.5.
Okay.
Wow. I'm going Steelers plus 9.5.
All right, Trent, who wins? Ravens.
Me? Oh yeah, Ravens win. I just think
so you both think Ravens win.
Yes,
You're just taking the Steelers
cover. Okay. Yeah, I'll take 9.5 points.
Are we not doing a best bet right now?
No, we are. We are. But remember, we're also picking a winner.
Okay.
All right. So Ravens, you guys are. You guys want to beer bet that?
No.
Why not?
I don't.
Why not?
It's the best bet.
Because I don't want to. For that game, it's my
Tyler.
I think they made the spread big. They're going to have everybody betting Pittsburgh plus 9.5 because you know the history of the games. But if you look at their last matchup, it was very clear that I don't think Pittsburgh has it offensively. I think their little honeymoon with Russell Wilson is over, and I think George Pickens might take off his shoulder pads and jersey and leave at halftime because that guy purposely. If you watch the game of football, that guy purposely was doing that crap on last Sunday. He's done. He does not want to be there.
Tyler.
Yeah.
Do you have like extra kitty litter?
Ain't gonna get
to share with Trent.
Yeah.
Ain't gonna get me, Trent.
For his big floppy spread.
Yeah.
9.5. Sorry. All right. So I'm gonna say Ravens win. I'm gonna say
I got a big floppy spread, I guess. It's 9.5.
No, 6
Once again, it's just a coding.
My best bet is over 43.5, and I think most of those points come from the Ravens. I do think the Ravens will be all right. As long as they don't shit the bed like they do sometimes against the Steelers. But Ravens win.
Yeah.
Over 43.5 is my best bet, though. All right, let's move on to the next one. We got the Broncos and Bills. This is Sunday at 1 o'clock. Right now, Broncos, we're using DraftKings lines here. Broncos plus 8.5, Bills minus 8.5.
Broncos 8.5. Watch out. This is my Broncos.
Broncos win.
Whoa. Dude. All right. Well, I'm going over 46.5.
Okay. Who wins?
I ain't cheering for
the Bills.
Bills win. All right.
Yes.
I say Bills win, but I also say that Broncos 8.5 is my best bet. Okay. I think the Bills struggle with this game, but pull it off at the end.
I think it's 37-28. Bills.
Whoa.
This is going to be.
Is there snow in Buffalo? Anybody know?
Yeah.
There's always snow in Buffalo. Yeah.
This is going to be a bigger upset than how upset McDermott's going to be when he finds out 9/11 was an inside job.
I knew that was coming. I knew when he said McDermott, there was going to be a 9/11.
Allegedly.
That was good. No, that's already been proven.
It might be factual, but
fact check.
Yeah.
What's the next game?
Todd,
did you give your best bet?
What?
Did you give your best bet yet?
Yeah, I said Broncos 8.5, but Bills win.
Yeah. All right. Well then.
All right. Next, we got the Packers and the Eagles Sunday at 4:30 in Philly with a questionable Jalen Hurts.
Man, he's playing.
Yeah,
practice yesterday.
Did AJ Brown play?
Yes.
Dude,
everyone's gonna play.
It doesn't matter if he practices. He has to pass concussion protocol.
He's got to get one outside physician's approval. He's gonna play, guys.
Hold on a second though. Hold on.
It's NFL. They like to act like they care.
I know, Trey. I know Christian Watson's out, obviously.
Yeah, towards the ACL.
But whatever, I know. But what happened with Jordan Love's elbow? Is he fine? Like, is he playing?
He hit his funny bone, Tyler.
Limited in practice. Still sore, according to his quote yesterday.
Okay, I was just asking because the elbow thing is something to be concerned about.
He's gonna play.
I know from experience. So okay. So Love is playing.
Did you see what happened?
Yeah, watch the game.
Yeah.
Okay, so he hit his elbow on his offensive lineman's helmet.
Okay, and Brock Purdy got his arm bent back and had to get Tommy John surgery. So I'm just
let's
asking.
not make this a Purdy love thing. Let's keep going. Best bets. Let's go.
I was asking. All right, best bet. I'll go here first. I got Packers plus 4.5. I say Packers win.
I don't like that. This is fucked up, dude.
I pick your team. Both times I pick your Penn State. I pick your Packers, and then I'm an asshole.
I mean, I like your bet, but I just don't like you making that bet.
Pick your Packers.
Yeah, I like the Packers plus 4.5.
Who wins?
Yeah. Eagles.
Like, why do you do that to yourself? You're such a dick.
What?
You're just an asshole.
You're an asshole.
I'm not an asshole.
You're like you're trying to pick my team, and you're mad that I didn't pick my team. Like, why are you not an asshole?
No, because you're like sad Paddington Bear that carries an umbrella around while wearing a raincoat, and like, woe is me.
Paddington Bear.
You want me to be sad Paddington Bear. That's why you're picking the Packers.
No, you are sad Paddington Bear.
Look, no.
I would beg to differ. I feel like I would imagine Tyler would probably want the Packers over the Eagles.
I don't think so.
I don't know.
Tyler just doesn't want
see, look at that. He wouldn't even like.
Wow, that surprises me. But anyway, I'm gonna take
NFC's
Eagles team total over 23.5.
Okay, who wins?
I'm sorry, Trey. It's not that I'm cheering for him, but I think the Eagles win.
Gotcha.
I think losing Christian. I think losing Christian Watson sucks. Like that sucks. That's your deep threat.
Yeah. He's also a drop threat though.
Yeah, but you take that shot, man. That takes the lid off the defense. Now they can sit there and trust those really good corners to cover, and allows them to play more aggressive in the run. And if you stop Josh Jacobs, I don't think
Jaden Reed can take the top off the defense. What's that point?
Just this whole take the top off.
Take your top off. Jay, want a flash the areola?
What?
Why is that word being used so much today?
It's scientific.
Yeah.
No, Trey, I agree though. Jaden Reed can still do that. I think Jaden Reed's one of your better guys on the team. So
yeah, he's been underutilized this whole season. I feel like
and it's what though. Let's go back to because they played week 1, correct, in Brazil.
Yeah, they sure did.
Yes.
Brasilia.
That's it's not it at all, Ty. Lion King was Africa, man. Like, what the hell? South America.
Mm-hmm. There's no lions in Brazil.
They played football in Brazil. There you go.
There you go.
But that correct.
Neymar.
Who did win that?
Eagles.
I'm serious though.
Eagles. Remember Jordan Love.
But correct me if I'm wrong. Jaden Reed had like 2 touchdowns though, correct?
Yeah, probably.
Because I'm pretty sure that we had almost picked him as our first.
Cooper DeJean wasn't playing though.
Okay.
No, he's a stud. He's a win rookie.
Let's go next game.
I agree with that, but all right. Next game, we got Washington versus the Buccaneers.
Boy.
Trey, why don't you start us off with this one? Best bet and who wins?
Oh boy. Okay. I'm surprised they made this the Sunday night game, to be honest with you. But I'm gonna go Commanders plus 3 is my best bet. Okay. I'm gonna say Commanders win.
Okay. I think they made it the Sunday night game, Trey, because I think
they want Daniels.
They want, yeah. He is very fun to watch.
Yeah,
but okay. Trent,
my best bet is that there is a fight between Marshawn Lattimore and Mike Evans.
Yeah. Wait for that.
They are matched up Sunday night. Why do you think you want to know why it's Sunday night? Right? It's Sunday Night Raw, man.
You think that's why? No way. They're not going to let that.
No, I just think that's hilarious that, when
it.
they traded Lattimore out of the division, everyone's like, "Oh my God, like we're gonna miss this rivalry between these two guys," and now they're matched up first round of playoffs. So,
I love it.
I'm going Commanders. I just think Commanders getting 3 points. I think they could win. I'm literally like backtracking on my best bet right now, like because I initially was not having a best bet per game. I picked like legitimately a couple of these picks were my best bets, but for this game, I did not have one just because I don't know. I like Jaden Daniels and I also like Baker Mayfield. Like, so I'm really torn. So I'm just going to say absolute shootout over 50.5 points.
That's fair.
Okay.
That's a good. That's actually a good bet. So I'm Trey. I'm opposite of you. I'm on the Buccaneers -3, and I think you put Baker in prime time. It's game time.
It's slime time.
It's slime time. What?
Man.
But no, I'm like I said, I think the Buccaneers have an opportunity here to make some weird noise in the playoffs. I think it's a good matchup for the Buccaneers in the first round, being against Washington. So we'll see. We'll see what Jaden. I mean, here's the thing though: is Jaden Daniels can pull rabbits out of his hat, and they might be. No, I'm serious though. Like they might be down, and you might just count out Washington. All of a sudden, Jaden Daniels just makes all these crazy plays, and somehow they end up winning. I mean, look at the Hail Mary play from this year, like bananas. So, but I'm going to go with Buccaneers -3, and I think the Bucs win. That's my best bet and pick. All right, Monday night game.
That's a tough game.
Vikings. I say Bucs win. By the way, I didn't say that.
Okay, Vikings Rams Monday night game.
So yeah,
this line confuses the shit out of me. It's 1.5 in favor of the Vikings. Only 1.5.
Yeah.
I got Vikings money line, my best bet.
Okay, so that means Vikings win. Trent, That is also my best bet. Vikings money line, meaning Vikings will win. Trey, I know you've been a Rams guy all season. So.
Yeah, my best bet is Rams money line -105.
102.
Okay, even better.
Yep.
I think Sean McVay, I think he's just too good of a coach.
I will say this: the Darnold hype kind of got a little quieter.
Started overthrowing everybody.
Yeah.
Which
is and again, I'm not
going to bring my team up,
not going to bring my team up a ton, but I know there were some people out there calling to bring Sam Darnold back and trade Brock Purdy, which I think is bullshit. And I think that was shown versus who played the Lions better. So eat that. Anyway,
I want to say this is a very intriguing coaching matchup though, because Rams head coach comes from McVay's tree. He was an offensive coordinator / quarterback coach there with the Rams. So these guys are going to know. Yeah, they're going to know each other, and I think the edge, in my opinion, is the defensive coordinator Brian Flores. I think, although I don't want him as the head coach of the Raiders, I just don't. He's too mean. No, I'm just kidding. According to Tua, but
that's what he said.
You bullied him.
That was like the controversy at the beginning of the season.
That's right. I forgot about that.
He was a bully or whatnot. But yeah, I think, I don't know, man. I mean, don't get me wrong. When you look at that Rams, team, having Cooper Kupp and Puka Nacua and Kyron Williams, and then Matt Stafford's playing pretty darn good football right now at this. Can we say old age? Like, because is he not like, he is
36
been there
37.
He's been there forever.
He's my
age,
guys.
Is that a shot at Tyler?
Jesus Christ.
He's old as fuck.
He is really old.
Same age as me.
But yeah, I don't know. Playoffs, Tyler.
I think you'll see. I think the Vikings pull it out though. I really do. I'm kind of hoping for them to pull it out.
Hey, I will say this too, Trey. I think you picked the Rams to win.
I did.
To win that division, correct?
I think I did.
Yeah. So that's good.
Well, nobody saw the Niners getting last.
No. Oh.
Nobody did. I mean, that was what the hell.
But, yeah, it hurt a little bit.
All right. Well, that's it, right?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
So can I just go in a little rant in college basketball and what I'm noticing right now?
Yes.
Yeah.
One, it's going to be kind of frustrating by the end of the year. I feel like the SEC, don't get me wrong, really good teams, really good basketball. Love it. I love watching the games. But they're going to lose to each other constantly. And they're going to be treated like the Big 12 has been for like the past 5 years.
They're so good.
Yeah, I'm sick of hearing how bad the ACC is. When you look at the Big East and they suck. You want to make them a power conference? They have like 2 teams, 1 team in the actual like net rankings in the top 50. So you want to bring that up. The other thing that is very telling right now in terms of the gambling aspect, you sit there and look at these lines, and if you see a higher ranked team on the road, heck, even right now, it seems like even at home, and it's a very suspicious low line or underdog, don't take the higher ranked team for positive money because you will lose.
Sorry about that, VIP.
Well, and I'm not putting it, but I've been guilty of it. Like, okay, here's an embarrassing thing to admit. I bet on Tennessee 2 nights ago, right? Yeah, and they lost by but like, so I want to go back to that specific game. Ty, you brought it earlier about like, hey, Rick Barnes showed his. There's a thing about losing in conference, and then there's another thing about getting like embarrassed in conference. They didn't break 30 points until under 8 minutes left.
Dude, that game was nuts.
That will go to show you the potential occurrence that will take place in March.
Mm-hmm.
So
for Tennessee, you're saying?
Yeah, they'll lay an egg just like that. So
what did blow my mind, and I know we've talked about it a lot last couple episodes too, is the fact of the SEC. Dude, I think they have 9 teams ranked in the top 25 right now.
Crazy.
Like top to bottom. And I mean, a lot, I think like 4 or 5 of them were like in the top 10, which blew my mind. You know, I know that's a big hype right now is the SEC in basketball. It's SEC in basketball. It's like,
right,
but
that's the thing though, is like, okay, Florida lost to Tennessee, Kentucky lost to Florida.
It's like Florida beat Tennessee. Yeah. Florida lost to Kentucky.
Sorry, yeah, Florida beat Tennessee. They lost to like it's just going to be a merry-go.
Georgia beat Kentucky.
Yeah, and then they're gonna sit there and say Georgia is super great now. I mean, they're 13-2. Don't get me wrong, but once again,
they did this a couple of years ago.
Yeah, I don't know. And then the other thing I will say is, I don't like, and maybe you guys are wrong or maybe I'm way off base with this, but this is why I can't stand when like top 5 recruits go to bad basketball schools. Rutgers is thoroughly one of the most disappointing teams you could see in the nation. You got the
top 2.
A lot of people want to say Bailey is better than Flag or Harper is right there with Flag, but and that's fine. But if you want to say that, but I'm sorry, but they're not. I don't think they're going to make the tournament, and that's bad. That is bad for college basketball. You want your talent. And that's why I was disappointed with the guy that just committed to BYU. I know he just got paid like buku bucks to play there, but go to Carolina. If they were right there in your and that's coming from a Duke fan. Go to Carolina, and Stephen A's comment of, I thought you would want to get a chance to play Duke. And yeah, you would. Boozer's going to be there. Like, go to the big school, get the TV time. Hell, you guys saw it with Zion. They literally had a Zion cam. Like, some of these guys will get that treatment. Cooper Flag is going to get that treatment, and it sometimes is frustrating as a fan because it's like, oh God, because then when you lose, it's like, oh Lord, I'm getting more texts now than I do on my birthday, right? So it's like, geez. So
there's timeline Trent.
Yep.
Yeah.
Timeline Trent. But in reality, it's like that's the truth. It's go to the big time schools.
So Trent, I think your comparison with the guy that's going to BYU is very. I would say it's very similar to what's his name.
Trey,
dude, Trey, you need some dude wipes there?
Sorry.
I hope people are listening to the very last minute of this podcast because the best is this reaction. Sorry.
What are you talking about?
Tyler, make sure this is a reel.
Oh, don't worry. I will. I'll send it to his in-laws too.
Next sponsor, Beano.
No, next sponsor, Dude Wipes.
We're good.
Oh, man, that was good. Holy hell! No, what the hell? I can't think of the guy's name. That was super clear. No, who's the guy? Trent, the guy that went to LSU that ended up being a huge bust in the NBA that everybody hates.
Ben Simmons.
Yeah, I mean I feel like that guy going to BYU is similar to what Ben Simmons did by going to LSU.
Mm-hmm.
Like here's one of your top guys. You're going to LSU, which I get. Like LSU's been okay.
His dad coached there at that time. That's why.
Right, but I'm just saying like it's kind of similar in that sense, where here you got some big time schools. Go to the big school. I don't know.
It's just frustrating to me that those guys are up there in Rutgers pretty much doing nothing. So, and we might not even get to see them in March. Like that's
they're going to go right to the NBA.
Good point. Yeah. I don't know. I do hope that college basketball does kind of implement. I don't know. Maybe not depending what the hell happens here with eligibility and everything going on, with possibility of 5 years and this and that. Like, I would like college basketball to implement it at least 2. Like I know the one thing that's all well and good, but I would like at least 2.
Yeah,
maybe 3.
Especially if you're a true freshman.
Like like give some of these guys, especially now the fact that they can make money. You know what I mean? Give them the opportunity to make money in college. Make it 3 years like they do in college football, and you know what? Because here's the other thing, is I know Trent, you make the joke all the time about North Carolina and education and stuff, but like 3 years, if you're a full-time athlete, like some of these major schools have, like with these players, you can get your degree in 3 years. You're there all through the summer, for 3 years. Like you can get your degree. Why not make it 3 years? Give some of these basketball players, because guess what? You ain't gonna make shit in the G League.
No.
And if you want to make money, all right, well, see you overseas, which we won't see.
You can get shoe contracts in college now.
NIL.
That's what I'm saying. Like make the money. So make it 3 years. Let college basketball stay exciting because the NBA sucks.
How about Tyler?
That's
how about
what's going to happen is they're just going to start directly paying their players.
They are VCU is now directly paying their athletes a salary.
Good.
And it's all of them. They're paying them flat up. They're flat out.
Imagine that. So imagine everyone has a base salary. Freshmen, 25,000. Sophomores, 50,000. Juniors, 100,000. Seniors,
and then
200,000.
Why not incentivize it?
And then also you can get like sponsorships or whatever other kind of deals if you can sell yourself. Like
here's the thing though, Trent. When you say incentivize it though, like I think at least in college, I think incentivize has to be done very
team based.
Very team based, yeah. Almost like hey, guess what? We get a team GPA of this. Like, guess what? Everybody gets a bonus of $5,000.
Team GPA.
Oh, guys,
but like seriously though,
UNC
you guys
got
would never
their
make
incentive
tournament.
again. You know, UNC they got the best incentive.
You
we wrote a sentence.
Hey, so here's the thing though. Here's what I do want to say. This is
can I expand on that real quick? I won't take it. All I want to say, what I mean by incentive is like if you make the Sweet 16, if you make the Elite Eight, if you make the Final Four, like then I think there should be almost like the TBT tournament where there's some sort of pot incentive that the team can split up. And it's like, why can't universities sit there and say, hey, we have $1 million for you, 12 to 15 guys on this
roster. Let's all put 100,000.
Yeah, like, well, I'm saying, well, the kids shouldn't, but I'm saying, like, why not?
No,
why not
kids,
put that
the universities and play an in-season tournament?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Hey,
what?
Yeah, never mind. We'll talk about something later.
We're real quick, and this is kind of, it's not necessarily basketball based, but I don't know, it's just kind of university based. So I listened to a morning show in PA here called Froggy 1077, and Scott and Kim in the morning. But hold on, listen, he made a good point. Is Scott brought up a point that he said, if you look at the schools, at least in the college football playoff right now, he said, if you look at, say, your matchup with Penn State and Notre Dame, those schools prioritize graduating their guys. Like, it's not just like, hey, come here and you're going to go pro. Like, they actually prioritize getting your degree, staying here, becoming a good person. Like, and like, I think that is important.
That's funny, Trent.
And but no. So I just want to kind of, like, we were talking about like incentives and all that stuff, and I don't know. I just thought that was important that, like, there are universities out there that do priority stuff like that, and they're also very good in athletics. You know, these are two of the top teams in the entire nation now, the top four, right? That graduate their guys, make sure that they get things going, and they're also going to be okay if they don't make it in the pros. So I think that's important to kind of point out. But
yeah, I like that. I agree. Yeah, 100%.
Anything else here, sports wise? Got it.
No,
that's fine.
I don't. I don't agree with. I don't agree with a certain coach the way that. But anyway.
Yeah, make sure they're in class though. He checks up on them.
Who are you talking about?
Franklin.
That Trent?
That's exactly what Trent's talking about.
Why not?
I'm not going to touch this one.
Because of Michael Parsons.
No, heck no. It's just I think
you think it's more of a sales pitch a lot of times than anything.
But
I will say though, he does check in on his athletes.
He does do that.
Like,
make sure they're in class all the time.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Tyler, this is a prime example.
I'm just agreeing. What do you want me to do? I'm not going to argue.
This is like, this is what drives me insane. Is like, you guys act like, oh man.
Don't lump me. I just compliment.
Because you do it too, Tyler. You all do it. You both do it.
God.
All right, let's get out of here. Let's go.
All right. Anything else? No major sports other than that, right?
No.
Go Penn State. Let's get a win tomorrow.
Tonight,
sir.
Trent's probably. I think Penn State's going to win by -10.5. I'm going to bet them that. Just like I think Packers money line. Actually, I'm going to bet alt line -10.5.
I took the Eagles. Sorry. All right.
Hey, and check out. I know Trey. I know you and I at least watched it last night. TGL Golf.
Oh, it's pretty cool.
That's
cool
some
stuff.
shit. When's the bet lines on those? And I'm pretty sure
they're
that
out.
Are they really? Okay.
Yes.
All right. Good. Check them out. And I'm pretty sure Slam Ball should be coming back soon.
Better be.
Just two new random sports out there, but I
think we could bet on that, didn't we, last year?
Yeah. The Slam Ball account retweeted us at one point.
Yes, they did.
So
that's right.
Yeah. But hey, go get your merch. beardedbakerbrothers.com/merch-store. I know the one episode I think I said shop, but merch-store. Got some new items on there. We're actually going to be selling trading cards here soon, so check those out. But check out the merch, purchase some, buy some for your family and friends, and have an awesome weekend.
Love
All right.
you guys.
See you guys. All right.